Hey everybody, it's Kate, the West Coast Paper Crafter from Vancouver Island, Canada. It is March 4th, Monday evening at 7 p.m. and tonight I'm going to do a virtual newsletter and then I'm going to show you how to do a fun fold card. So the virtual newsletter, for some of you watching, you may subscribe to my newsletter that comes in email. And usually that email would have come out yesterday. But there's been a few changes with Yahoo and Google accounts, and now my reach has been squashed, I guess. So I thought maybe instead of doing an old-fashioned email newsletter once a month, I'll just do a virtual newsletter at the start of my live. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I'll keep it quick as to not bore you. So for my virtual newsletter, I like to share if there's any promotions coming up or any classes and things that I think you might find interesting. So I wrote notes because, hang on, otherwise I'm going to forget because there's a lot going on in March. So first off, March 9th, if you're on my team or on my Uplines team, we're hosting a virtual team event March 9th in the afternoon. So if you're on my team, I'm going to post the details on our Facebook page, and I hope you guys can tune in. There'll be 5 of us presenting, and we're each going to do something different, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. And that's March 9th. March 10th is my in-person class at the eSuit Community Hall in the afternoon. That's a Sunday. If you live local and you want to come to one of my classes, let me know before March 7th because that's my registration cutoff. So you can just message me or send me a text, however you want to do it. Hey Jan, thanks for tuning in. I am going to do an online memories and more class. I just haven't decided when. And that I will do a few different designs that you can make using the Memories and More pack. I've never purchased a Memories and More pack until this one, and I gotta say it's pretty impressive, all the pieces that you get to build. I think it's 20 cards and envelopes that come in the card and envelope pack, and then the Memories and More pack is full of all sorts of different things you can make your cards with. So stay tuned for that. That will be a free online class, but I'll also have a paid option. If you buy the Memories and More card pack from me, then I'm going to send you a PDF of all the instructions I do for up to 10 cards. It could be more, but for now my goal is to make 10 different designs with all the things in that pack. So that's coming in March. And then March 17th, I've paired up with Nails on the Run by Sherry. She's a Color Street stylist. And we're going to do a combined social in Langford, and we're calling it, I gotta remember because we just made the Facebook page, Beauty Buffet and Craft Corners. So my friend Gretchen from Simply Epic Good Food with Gretchen, she's an epicure consultant. She's donated some dips and other things for us to use as snacks, so that'll be really great. Sherry's going to come with her makeup and her nails from Color Street, and I'm going to bring a few different types of card projects. So if you're interested and you're local and you want to come, let me know and I'll send you an invite to the Facebook event. So that's it for my very fast virtual newsletter. And now I'm just going to flip the phone around and I'll show you tonight's fun fold. All right, so I got everything ready and I just want to adjust. Now, if you cannot hear me very well, let me know, because sometimes I cover up the speakers on my phone, and I don't mean to. It's just the way my phone holder is, so I try to be aware of that. But if I have it a certain way, it covers up the camera, and then it covers up the speakers. So I have to have it just right, so the camera's not covered, and neither are the speakers, if that makes any sense. So, all right, I'm ready. So I posted yesterday all the measurements, and I figured out that I can actually write on my glass mat with the Sharpie. So I'm not going to have a gazillion Post-it notes kicking around anymore. I can write the measurements on the glass mat, and then I just use a little bit of rubbing alcohol and wipe it off, and it's good to go. Oh, Cindy, how's it going? I hope you're feeling better. I'm glad you're tuning in. I had a cold a couple weeks ago and I'm still feeling it, so I hope we do not have the same bug because I'm still tired. Charlotte, nice to see you. And Nancy, hi, happy birthday, Nancy. Okay, for tonight's fun fold, this is going to come together really quick, and I'm going to use the Be My Valentine stamp set. I know Valentine's is over, but I'm not done with this. It's just too cute. So I'm not making a Valentine's card, but it is going to be a sweetheart card. This fun fold, fun fact. Hey Gail, thanks for tuning in. Fun fact, I had a cold a couple weeks ago. I missed a bunch of days of work. Last week I went back to work, but I was so tired and my brain just fuzzy, just not 100%, and it's still carrying on. So on the weekend, I had no plan for today's live. I picked up the mail and I got a card kit from my upline, Sue's Paper Creations. She sent me fun folds in the mail, and I thought, how lucky am I? It's ready to go. So thank you, Sue. I know you had no idea that I was having a creative block and super tired, but you saved the day because I didn't have to think of anything. And I really appreciate it. So this design is from Sue's Paper Creations. She created the design, and she calls it if I could be wrong, but I believe she calls it a top gate fold. Anyway, so to start off, we've got our basic card base, 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. And this edge is just, oh sorry, you can't see that in the camera. I gotta move my camera up just a bit. This is just a die cut using the basic border dies, just to add a little bit of fun to the card. If you don't have any sort of edging die, don't worry about it, you don't need it. Hey Karen, thanks for tuning in. So this is our card base. Now I've got a piece of designer series paper that's 4 1/4 by 4, and I've scored it in half on the 4-inch side. And then I've got a little piece of designer series paper that's 1 1/4 by 3 1/2, and this is to make a little pocket on the inside of the card. So you don't need it if you don't want a pocket, but the pocket fits a tea bag really nice, and I thought that was cute. So these two die cuts are going to be my focal point. These are from the Nested Essentials dies, which I don't have, and now I feel like I do need them. So thanks, Sue, because I've got to add to cart addiction. If you don't have the Nested Essential dies, then you just cut out a square of your cardstock. So the yellow piece is 2 1/2 by 1 7/8, and then the white piece is 2 1/8 by 1 1/2. Now, if you don't have to write down these measurements if you don't already have them, because I will post the measurements in the comments as soon as this live is over. Hello, Cindy Rose. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so this is going to be the front of my card, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment at the bottom. And I'm just going to use You're as Sweet as Honey from the Be My Valentine stamp set, and I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet. I really like this color, and it's going to be retiring when the new catalog comes out, so I will miss it, and the 4 other colors that came with this. So I'm just going to stamp the sentiment on the bottom edge of my card front, and I'm going to hope for the best because I don't want to mess it up and cut out another card front. Nailed it. Perfect. For photopolymer, I think that the stamp set is surprisingly crisp. It does such a nice image. Photopolymer, I find, isn't always the best for a really crisp image, but this one does the trick. So now I've got this little piece of designer series paper. Cindy, I must have the Nested Essential dies. I think you're right. I'm going to wait and see if they carry over. That's going to be my deciding factor, because I want to try to stop buying until I know what's going to stick around for a while. So we'll see. So now this piece, because I want it to use it as a little pocket, I'm just going to add glue. Excuse me one second. I still got a little bit of that cold. I don't want to cough into the microphone. That would be annoying. So I'm just going to add glue on the two sides and the bottom, but not on the top. And just a little bit of glue because I want to make sure that there's enough room for my tea bag. And I'm just going to glue this little pocket to the inside of the card, right where the flap is going to open up. And that way when you open up the card, I got a little glue ball stuck on here. It's just gonna, your tea bag's just gonna be right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that set. We'll move on. Did I mention that this is a super easy fun fold? You haven't opened your BDSP, Cindy? You'll be okay, because it's super cute and you'll be able to use it for all the things. Now, where we scored this at 2 on the 4-inch side, it just is basically, it's not basically, it is, it's just right in half. So I'm folding this piece right in half. And then I'm going to, this is directional paper, so I just want to make sure that I'm going to glue it so my bees are facing up. And I'm going to glue the bottom half to the back of the card, and then the top half is just going to fold down like a flap. So I'm adding glue just to the bottom half. And then I'm just gluing it to the back of the card. So now, once that's in place, this is going to be the top flap. All right. Now this is going to be my focal point, but it's also going to catch this flap so the card closes. So I'm going to glue this together, and then I'm going to show you how to stick this on your card front so you can close the flap on it. Okay, so I just glued that down, and once I have this in place, I'm going to add some honey pots to this front piece, but I want this to be popped up and I want it to catch my flap. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on this focal point, but only on the bottom half. Wait, Karen, are you telling me that you're not crafting along? That never happens. It was a freak snowstorm. There's surprisingly a lot of snow at my place. I wish I could show you, but it's too dark out. So I am just going to salvage the last of my dimensionals. And oh, that's a little bit too long. So I just like to snip the little corners or the edges of my dimensionals once they're empty and use up all of it because I go through so many dimensionals. So many dimensionals. So, don't be sorry, Karen, I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing you. Okay, so I've got dimensionals on the bottom half. I'm going to put my flap down so I know exactly where to put this without sticking the flap closed with dimensional. And I'm just going to stick this down so it's centered. And now this is going to hold that little flap in place. So when you open up your card, or I should say when you close your card, you're just going to fold this little piece of designer series paper underneath these nested dies and it'll hold your card together. Okay, now I'm going to pop up my honey pots and I'm just going to stick them on this focal piece, probably like so. And then I'll add a ribbon and a little bit of bling. and the card is done. That's how quick and easy. I'm just debating if I'm going to pop them up or glue them, but I think I'm going to glue them. Hey Nikki, thanks for tuning in. It is cute, isn't it, Nancy? I felt really lucky when I got this package in the mail. I wasn't expecting it. And it came with 3 different designs. I'll show you the other 2 when I'm done this card. And I'll have to message Sue from Sue's Paper Creations and let her know that she did me a huge solid, because I just wasn't feeling very creative this weekend to figure out what to make today. So, how lucky. And I also got home before the roads got really slippery on Mount Matheson, so that was also lucky. I think that there was about 2 inches of snow stuck to the ground by the time we made it up to our driveway. But sea level in Souk, at least at 5 o'clock when I was coming home, sea level was still just, the roads are just wet. But I heard that Langford was a mess. So if anybody can confirm if Langford was a mess, let me know. So I think the last thing I'll do is I'm going to add some ribbon. And I just don't know if I'm going to do sweet sorbet or this yellow ribbon that Sue sent me in the card kits. I think I'm going to do the yellow. Was Langford horrible? Oh man, hey, lots of accidents. I hope you guys got home before it was gross. All right, so I'm just going to tie this ribbon where I think I want it. And then what I like to do, if I can find it, I like to put a little tear and tape down to hold my ribbon in place. Your 11-minute drive took an hour and 15 minutes? Were there accidents? I heard on the Wishrow Parkway that a big truck was sideways. It's crazy how a little bit of snow impacts the drive home. All right, so I put a little piece of tear and tape down. If you missed that, I'm just sticking my ribbon down on that. Oh, shoot. Now look what I did. It's gonna cover up my, all right. That didn't work out. I'll fix that. I will fix that. I just need to move it up a bit. But now I've got some sticky tape where I don't want it. So what I will end up doing is I'm going to put a little panel over top of that, but I won't do that while we're on the phone. It's my slow, cold brain still isn't working. I'm messing up. Anyway, nothing a panel will not fix. No, I've stuck my card to itself. Oh my goodness. All right, there's a fix for that too. So if you have a take your pick tool, this little spatula can be a lifesaver. So I'm just going to use that to separate the card from the tear and tape. And then maybe I am going to put some cardstock down there so I don't glue this together again. Let's see what I got. Yeah, I'm just going to stick a little piece of cardstock on there so that doesn't happen. I never hand bond cutting cardstock, but I don't want to get up and go find my paper trimmer, so this will have to do. And I cut it fairly even, so you don't even know. But I will have to do some fixes, because I don't know if you can see that, but there's some denting there, so I will straighten that out and I add another panel in there, and then you won't even know. All right, problem fixed. Now I'm just gonna snip the edges of this ribbon going to take my tea bag and I'm just going to tuck it in this pocket. And there we go. There's your fun fold. And your little tea bag. Nikki, I'm just reading your message. So there was an accident at Kelly and Souk, so traffic was diverted. Parkway was a mess. And yeah, I'm not surprised. That's a hill on the West Shore Parkway, right? I could imagine that's a mess. I think I purposely avoid that road if it's snowing for sure. And Jacqueline was hard to get up. People in ditches. Holy smokes, I missed it all. I left work at 3. I picked Kai up at 4:30, and the flakes are coming down hard, but we made it home without any problems. So I'm sorry your commute was so long. That would have been frustrating. All right, there we go. That's that. I made a little mistake, but I'm going to fix that later. Here is another sample that I made that Sue had sent me, and this is using the Designer Series paper Flight and Airy from Celebration. Pretty cute, pretty cute. I love these little birds. I love the paper. Sometimes I wish the Celebration items would carry over because they usually get some pretty great paper. And here is the third one. Same thing, but, oh, my tea bag fell out. Yeah, these just come together in a snap, and the DSP is easier to fold than regular cardstock, so it just folds underneath that flap so easily. And you know what I want to do is maybe add a little bit of bling to my card, and then I'll call it done. At least done for while we're on video, because once the slide is over, then I will make some repairs to this card that I messed up. Right there. All right. Done. I'm going to flip the camera around and say goodnight to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tell me actually no, don't tell me about the cards. I don't want to know, but what I do want to know is if you're a tea drinker, are you a lemon ginger tea drinker or are you a sleepy tea drinker? So let me know in the comments if you like a lemon tea or a sleepy tea. This is chamomile, lavender, a few other things. It smells pretty good. And you know, this one, obviously lemon and ginger. So if you tell me which one's your favorite in the comments on Friday, I'll put everybody's names into my spin to win, and we'll do another spin to win draw, and then you can pick your favorite card from tonight. Probably don't pick this one until I fix it anyway. And I'll send you the tea and the card just as a fun little giveaway. So thanks for tuning in. If you are watching on replay, say hello and let me know where you're from. And I hope everybody has a really good night and a very safe and quick commute in the morning. See you guys later.